All right. Good deal. I need to find out if there's anybody that cannot hear me. Just raise your hand. Terrific. Great. Close enough. Sir, yes, right here in the very front. Would you, big round of applause for my helper. Come right on up here. While he's coming around the steps over here, there we go. Give you a little bit. We're going to talk about identity theft today, but we're also going to talk about the fact that this can happen to anyone, both identity theft, travel safety, pickpocket prevention, and I plan on demoing on you over here, so just step right on up here. This is actually on the screen up here was a lady who was the head of security for a major military base in the United States. And she was actually thrown in jail for 5 hours and lost her security clearance for 24 hours. And she was the head of security for a major military base. So it can happen to anyone. It was a case where somebody else actually had the same name she did, but they got a hold of her information. And when the police department, she heard about it through her ex-husband. He said, hey, there's a problem, you need to go down there. She went down to the police department, the arresting officer wasn't there, so they threw her in jail. And she lost her security clearance. So we're going to talk about today, some of the things we're going to talk about here. We're going to talk about personal security and safety, information and device security, public places and transportation in the office. We're one of 3 places, and it's RIP, right? So we're one of 3 places. We're either in our home, we're in our office, or we're out in public somewhere. So we're going to talk about those main things on there, not the home, but the office. We're going to talk about the ways information is obtained and the solutions, and then kind of a review, and I've got an action list that we'll talk about. So the biggest thing you can do is focus on awareness. If you don't know it exists, you can't protect against it. A lot of the audiences I present for don't have any idea that certain things exist. So if you don't know there's this brand new something out there that things are doing to steal your identity, you can't protect against it. And then the next thing on there is just your awareness of surroundings. Is going to reduce your risk, so you want to reduce risk everything you can. Somebody talked this morning about a social security number, and the guy was saying, well, it doesn't matter, my social security number's out there because it's already out there, somebody's going to get it. And there's a lady in California with 81 people in 17 states using their social security number. So my contingency is, would you have one person out there that's got your information and they should use that at some point in time down the road? Or would you rather have 81 people using it? Which is going to be the easiest to mitigate and reduce the risk? So, and then preparations for dealing with it if something happens. So, there's some statistics out there on the identity theft side. We're not going to go heavily into that, but if you see the latest, over 5,000 reported breaches, 675 million records exposed since 2005. So, now, there are 5 types of identity theft, and if a lost or stolen wallet is one way that we can steal your identity. Is that fact? You have a wallet on you? Money clip, okay. And you actually keep the money clip in your front pocket on there, correct? Now, I will tell you as we go into this later that the front pocket is the best place to keep the money clip. It is safer than the rear pocket. New York, Chicago, London, they take a razor blade, they slit the bottom of the pocket, and when they slit the bottom of the pocket, they follow behind and wait for the wallet to fall out to the hand. Now, have you heard before if you put a rubber band around it, it slows things down? You haven't heard that? Okay. Well, I actually carry some rubber bands with me here today. And we're going to go ahead and grab a couple of rubber bands here. We're going to put those around there. Because the rubber on there would actually catch on there, right, and slow things down. So we'll put a couple of rubber bands around there. You pick rubber bands. All right. Now, Rick got it. This pocket. Do you have anything else of value in that pocket? Yes. Nothing else of value. Okay. We're going to drop that in. Now, that goes to the very bottom of the pocket, right? You feel that at the very bottom of the pocket. Now, you don't actually use the belt to hold the pants up here. You do? Okay. Well, I just checking to see here. And before we go further, we'll give you one of my cards there. My name's Rick. Oh, that's your card. Yeah, here, I got another one. Yeah, that came out of this pocket. Yeah. Oh, they're not valuable. Okay. All right, so do you have the car keys in this pocket over here? Phone in that pocket. Okay, and the wallet right here. Oh, sorry. Don't know how that happened. You see, it's got those extra rubber bands. That should slow things down there. Okay, so you've got the money clip, you've got the good stuff in here, you've got the credit cards, you've got the cash. By the way, just to mention, if Rick invites anybody to go out here tonight and have a drink, he's got $2 from what I can see. So guess what? If you're going out with Rick tonight for dinner, it's on you, right? Because $2 is not going to get you much. All right. Now I'm going to place that back down in here. Okay. So bottom of the pants pocket right down there. You feel that down there, right? Bottom of the pocket, okay. And you got the phone over there. Now, is the phone secure? Do you have a encryption on there? You have a password. Okay, that's good, because you want to make sure you do that because it's not locked by your information. Okay? But physical aspect of this can also lead to the electronic side, because a lot of times people can get a lot of other information. For example, if you have oh, sorry, got that again. You didn't feel like no, did you? No, okay, you can go ahead and put that back. I probably should move to the next slide here for just a moment on here. Let me see if I can flip to that. Yeah, probably should put that on there for you. You need to be aware of the pickpockets. Yeah. Yeah, now, I'm going to give you a little example here. Hold your left hand out for me. Super, I'm going to borrow a couple of these if you don't mind. I'll go slowly. Close it tightly, tightly, tightly. Bring it up here. How many in your hand? Mine goes through the elbow, my hands are empty. How many up here now? What? Absolutely, because I'm a man of my word. If I say my ball's going through the elbow, you can bet money my ball's going right through your elbow. Yeah, now you weren't expecting that, see, because that's original material, right? I developed that around 25 years ago. It's been written up in some of the magic books. But the situation is that the identity thieves are out there every day coming up with new ways to steal our identities. And no matter what we do, they come up with another workaround around that situation. We come up with solutions, they come up with workarounds for the solutions. Now this group here is aware of a lot of the presentations I make. People don't have a clue that copy machines have had a hard drive in them since around the year 2000. So if people don't know about that, they can't defend against it. You agree? So you have to have the things that people are aware of that exist. And then the other thing we're going to talk about today with some of the things is misinformation. Because a lot of things out there, people have been told one thing and they think that's going to reduce the risk. And in essence, what they're doing is increasing the risk. So if you hold your left hand out again, now I do want everybody to notice that he did actually get that right. Oh, that's a nice, boy, that's nice. Yeah, I like that watch. That's got a nice, yeah, that's nice. Good job. Good job. Boy, that would be tough to get. That would be tough. Yeah. You think I can get that without you knowing? You don't know. Would you care to place some money on it? No. $2. All right, so again, how many think this confidence level went down just a little bit? Okay. Well, you've been a good sport. A good round of applause for my helper here. Thank you very much for helping out. All right. I would have never guessed you were that age. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. So I actually have half of the information I need right now. Right? Did you know I had this? Yeah. And that's the driver's license. So I got the date of birth. All I need is the social. And if I have somebody who's on Medicare, then they're 65 or older, they're going to have a Medicare card. It's going to have their social or their spouse's social. So yeah, put that back in there. That's a good job. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for stopping.
I still have that.
Oh, okay. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to see if people actually reacted that on there. So I got to go back for just a second here. A lot of people, this group again is aware. A lot of people are aware. There are 5 types of identity theft, and actually over the years I've identified 31 ways they steal your identity. Actually, a lost or stolen wallet is one of those ways, but there are 31 ways. I put out a CD entitled Identity Theft Revealed. You saw that up there earlier. And when I put the CD out, I talked about 20 ways they steal your identity. Then it eventually went up to 27. Now it's 31 ways. So they keep coming up with new ways all the time that they can gather the information. 13% less statistics I have for medical, 15% social security, department of motor vehicles, 21%, criminal identity theft, 28%, and financial, 23%. And this is important because a lot of people think, a big deal, I don't have finances that are good, so it's not really going to make any difference to you. So the situation is they can use this other information. And I'm going to talk a little bit later about how in the case of medical identity theft, recently I've had access to medical records for a lot of people from a hospital. So I just wanted to let you know those are some of the ways that can happen. And with pickpockets, I've got travel safety and pickpocket prevention tips up here. It's an actions to take sheet, but actually you're going to get the PowerPoint presentation, and all of the things that are in here are actually built into the presentation. So how many of you see signs out that say pickpockets about a high-risk area for pickpockets? Everybody thinks the police are doing their job. Well, guess what? Those are put out there by the pickpockets. And the reason they do that is earlier some of the people knew what I did for a living and said, oh, that's me, the pickpocket. And several of the people reached back and checked here, or they checked here for the wallet. So I now know exactly which pocket the wallet is in. How many think that saves a lot of time? I'm going to go ahead and look the wallet up. I know exactly which pocket to be able to get that out. Right. So the feet is as if they're watching to see, and when you go like this or like this to check. So you need to be careful. If you see those, yeah, it is a high-risk area for pickpockets. And the first thing I do in my show is I locate people with the watches and different things. And I got to meet a lot of you earlier today, so I kind of know who has what where, and it makes my job a lot easier. That's what the pickpockets are doing. They're scoping out to see who has what where. And, if you didn't have a wallet in your pocket, I can't really demonstrate the wallet on you. Agreed? Okay. So they put the signs out. They sometimes do have somebody in the gang yelling, "Hey, there's a pickpocket in the crowd." Well, they're one of the gang. The reason they're yelling, "Hey, there's a pickpocket in the crowd," is so people will check and make sure they've still got their valuables on them. We're going to give you some safety tips for the purses for the ladies. Now, Donna, I talked to you earlier. Come on down, bring your purse down. We're going to demo on some of these things, so if you would help out, it is an emergency. I told her I would only utilize her in an emergency, and this is pretty well an emergency because I can't see anybody else out there, so she's the person that's going to help out. We're going to talk about some things to use handbags and ladies and purses that have a zipper or a lock or a latch. You don't want one that's completely open. You want to make sure you can latch it. Always keep the purse zipped up or latched. Hi. And you brought your purse. Good job. Now, there are a couple different ways of carrying the purses for the ladies here. And that's a pretty good way of carrying the purse to where you make sure that you're actually blocking this area up so that nobody can get into it. She's got her hand on the strap right here, so if somebody tries to cut the strap and take it, she's actually still got a hold of it. So that's one of the things you want to do when you're out in public. You'll see a lot of ladies, and the purses are slung back like on the video or on the slide over here, and it's back far enough that the thief can reach in, and a lot of times the wallet is right on top of the purse, right, ladies? Because you need access to that to be able to pay for things. So that's right at the very top of the purse. So they can reach in and grab a hold of the wallet. Sometimes they'll even take out the credit cards and the things they need, the ID, slide the wallet back in there. So you don't even know anything's missing until later on when you go to pay something. Okay? And true story, a lady in the grocery store was watching the purse, she had it in the car, she turned around, looked back, guess what? No, it wasn't gone, the purse was still there. See, I guess she did that one wrong. She said, I know it. Yeah, I do that just to like set you up to do that. But here's the deal. When she got up to the front to pay, no wallet. So the thief had actually just lifted the wallet out of the purse, left the purse. The lady looked over, it was still got my purse. And then when she got up front, the wallet was gone because it was right on top. So we're going to demo with a couple things. Now, number one, she has a lot of things in here, so you can't really zip, that doesn't zip up, right? So, the center where your wallet is zips up. Okay, so you want to make sure you zip it. When you put this on the floor, well, my recommendation, never hang it on the back of the chair. Never, ever. Put this on the floor. You have one strap here and one strap here. So one foot goes on this strap, one on the other strap. Your feet are up against it. If anybody tries to take that away, you're going to feel that. Would you agree? So that's one of the things you want to do. If you have a long strap, ladies, then you actually want to run it over your head and run it across this way. But the way she had that was actually the very best way. Okay. Oh, good. I don't see any flash bulbs popping. We're in good shape. For a minute, there'll be people out there going, oh. Yeah, they're just not using the flash, and I don't know. But this will be showing up. Yeah, this will be showing up later on the internet. So it does match the outfit, though. We're in good shape on there. So those are some of the things that you want to do with the purse. Now, I'm going to have you go ahead and step over here and take that back. Okay. And how many of you have been in a restaurant and you notice the purse on the back of the chair? Very, very bad. The lady comes in without a purse. She just reaches back, grabs it, moves it to the other side, walks out. Nobody knows anything has happened. Okay? Now, we did a little demo a while ago with those little red things that I want you to know. This is highly contagious. Okay, so at some time or another, you've been around Rick over there because you apparently did not take time to clean behind there today. And, oh, those are lovely earrings. Wow, those are pretty. Yeah, that'd be tough. Yeah, I know it's still there. Yeah, you're not out of here yet either, are you? Yeah. Hold your left hand up. Okay, open it up. Good job. Ooh, pretty great. Whoa, hang on. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. Yeah. Is the person that gave that to you here today? Oh, good. That's okay. Well, my wife doesn't know either. Yes, same with me. All right. Now I'll hold this one. You hold that one tightly. This one goes to the pocket. Right down here. All right. Hands up, sleeves empty, scientific. Not you, me. Apparently it's gone, right? Dawn is used to going like this at a moment's notice. Now, I have no idea what that means, but she's just immediately like that. It's like you've done that many, many times before. Hold the ball tightly, the money in there. Scientific principle with centrifugal force. How many red balls in your hand? For a $100 bill in your money. How many red balls are made? Your money, $100. All right, well, for fun, how many red balls? 2 red balls. Put both hands together. Now, see, you just let go of the purse. Okay, put both hands together. Open slowly and then you see. Good job. Congratulations. Big round of applause for Dawn for helping me out of this. Thank you so much. Be careful going down the stairs. Now, I would like to encourage everybody, please stick around to the end of the show. We are going to have a drawing. We're going to be giving away a really nice ladies' watch at the end of the program. And I hope you win, Dawn. I do. You should get one like this. You were being protected of that. And you didn't feel it, did you? Yeah, here, hold her. Yeah, we'll put that back on there. Bear spear. Oh, that's a good. Those are nice. Okay, by the way, did you check your ring? No, I didn't take it. I just wondered if you checked it. Okay, now, do you have anything here? Your ring? I don't like it. High five. Big round of applause for Dawn for being a good sport. All right. Okay, how far are you guys going to let it get before you tell me that I got to watch again? You get to see where your friends are at here today, don't you? They're just keeping quiet about the whole situation. A little souvenir for you. Okay, come around here. I'll put that back on. There we go. Yeah. Notice you check the earrings again. You see that? It's a little subtle move there. Okay. That's great. Okay, and it's D-A-W-N, right? Don Roy. Don Roy. Okay, can't see much. Okay, you still got those earrings. Those are nice. Those are nice. And do you have anything else of value? Is it the wallet's in the purse, right? Do you have anything back there of value? Anything back there of value? Okay, I'm going to wear this with a permanent. Dawn's going to be teaching Macarena lessons later. She's going like this. So I think she's going to. Okay, that's all right. We'll put that back on. Now, you paid a little closer attention this time because last time you didn't really watch closely, and I got that again. But I should mention, did you ever travel to New York or Chicago? You okay? Just checking. Yeah, I don't like it twice words. yeah, but seriously, did you ever travel to New York or Chicago? Yeah, well, if you do, you're in deep trouble, okay? Because they don't give them back to New York and Chicago. They call Kansas City the friendly city, and I'm part of the reason why, because I give all the stuff back. Okay, so who would you say that watch belongs to? And your name is? Roy. Yeah, well, see, that's my name, Don Roy. So apparently that watch belongs to me, because I got a name tag that says Don Roy. Give Don a big hand. Okay? Yeah, I don't blame you. I see you trouble. I know what happens. Just trying to help her down the stairs. It's all right. It's all right. No, it's okay. It is safe. It is safe. So, well, if a thief gets the credit card out of the gentleman's wallet or out of the lady's wallet, either one, it doesn't really matter. But if they get the credit card out of there, is it a race between them and you to see if you can cancel the card out before they max it out? Pretty well the way it is. It's a race between the two of you. And a lot of people have heard misinformation. They've heard to put sign and see ID. Or they actually heard just put see photo ID and not sign it. And I saved those slides coming out because the big thing you want to do is sign it and put CID. And the reason is if you leave your card unsigned, like I had his information a while ago, I just as well, Rick, could have pulled a credit card. Is your credit card signed? No. So his credit card's not signed, so I get the card. I've got his name, it's right on the card. I just sign his name using my signature. And then when I go down and buy my $5,000 surround system, and the Salesforce checks the signature on the card and the signature on the sales slip, are they going to match? Perfect match, because I'm the one to sign both. So a lot of people have heard just put see photo ID and don't sign it, but to me that's misinformation. Because everything I talk about today is going to be about reducing your risks. You want to reduce your risk of becoming a victim. You can't guarantee you won't. We've got too much information out there. But again, kind of like the lady is talking about, the lady with 81 people in 17 states uses her social security number. You know, would you rather have one or have 81 people out there? To be able to clean that up is going to be a mess. In fact, last I heard, I need to check lately, but basically the IRS, as I said, Social Security Administration says said, hey, we can't straighten this out, so you have no benefits. So after all the years of working, because they can't straighten out insurance with somebody else. So always sign the cards, sign it. If you want to put C photo ID, do that. The other thing you're vulnerable for is RFID chips. If I have a smartphone now, or I have just a tablet, or I have a notebook, all I have to do is walk around somebody, and if they don't have authenticator or have some way to protect their RFID cards in their wallet, then I can gain all that information and go clone all those. And as you're probably aware now, they're doing that with, you do all kinds of things. With a lot of driver's licenses, they got your date of birth, address. They're doing this now with a lot of the passports and with the credit cards, and so anybody can get a hold of that information on there. So the solutions is to use an RFID protection on there to where you have to block. One of the things that you can do, this is a wallet that's a passport holder. So this is large enough for the passport, and then it has a place for all the credit cards, has a zippered area, and this is an RFID protection. So if I need something on the RFID protection, this is going to handle all of the things that I've got. Now, once you pull them out of here, they're not safe, but you want to make sure you've got some way to protect against that. And you guys are, again, probably aware of a lot of the audience, as I talked to you already. If it's got the RFID symbol on it, then check it out. You probably, if you got that on your card, then your card is RFID enabled. And as you know, you don't even have to get those very close to be able to do that. And also, the scanners are pretty inexpensive. Bouncers of ours use them to check the IDs on there that have the chip in them. So the other thing about it is your credit card versus debit card. And I'm going to give you a couple of thoughts on that. Credit cards are safer. The fraud detection is weaker on debit cards. Payments due at the statement date. The money's withdrawn immediately. It's withdrawn from your bank account, your personal, your business. Disputed charges not dispersed until the decision rendered, and disputed funds can take several months to return with your debit card. And again, it's your money. So it goes out of your account. Now you've got to try to get the money back in. So only responsible for $50 for fraudulent activity. True story of a gentleman I knew that owned a pizza place. Somebody somehow got a hold of his debit card information. $30,000 wiped out of the business account. And guess what? How many people they had to place the money? They did not. So he's now changed banks, but it was a $30,000 lesson. So find out what's covered on that. The other thing I found, checking in one of the hotels, they have to sign up. And basically what it says is they're going to withhold on there a room rate plus the tax, plus $20 times the number of nights. So if you're staying in Vegas and it's $300 a night for your hotel room and you're staying 7 days, they're going to put a $2,100 hold on your account, on your checking account, if you're using a debit card. And then once you actually check out, they're actually going to withdraw $2,100. So you have $4,200 tied up with that. So we're going to talk again, travel safety for pickpocket prevention, planes, trains, automobiles. When you're out in public, because we're either in the office or in public out there, crowded areas, pickpockets can do things. You saw the demo on the watch. And sir, right here, would you come on up and give me a hand? Yeah, just come right on up here. Here, tell you what. Did you wear a watch? That's nice. That's a good looking watch. Well, that's nice. Yeah, now, basically at this point, just to let you know, I can look 34 types of class advance. Alright, now, just for friends, I actually have an extra watch with me. So I'm going to put this on here. Now, you feel that going on, right? Alright, we're going to, here, let's go ahead and, on this one, the cool thing is, with this type of band, all I do is squeeze, and it's silent, and it's undone. A lot of people think these can't be done, but basically what's going to happen, if I've got it to here and you don't know it, and I say, hey, is that a wallet? And when I go like that, you shouldn't have felt much, right? Except just my hand slide off of your wrist. So even if it's a watch that comes off over the wrist, they can be done. I'm aware of very few watches can be done. We're going to let you hold that in your hand, and I'm going to put this one on. Let's see how fast we can do this one. This is a leather band watch that I'm putting on now. Okay? Now you concentrate on the watch. And your first name is Thad? All right, Thad. If you'll take your right hand and pull this. Never mind that. Whoa! If I show hands, how many think that did not know that was gone? Yeah. So, yeah, it doesn't take much to be able to do that and to live. So the thieves are out there and they can get your info. Thank you very much for helping out. Big round of applause for Thad for helping out up here. So, one of the things I see when people are traveling, they'll go out to LinkedIn, Facebook, there's even TripIt. I had a guy that sent his information from TripIt, so I know, hey, where he's at, exactly what he's doing at the time, dates of travel, destination, trip details, and I highly recommend that you don't do that. But if you're traveling, a lot of people do. Airports, I love hanging around airports. So that's going to be a good opportunity for me to bump into some of you at the Kansas City airport here. I hang around there a lot. And you'll find that they've got devices that actually fit over briefcases on there. And security, when you're going through security, I want to talk about the best thing you can do. We talked about the wallets, we talked about the purses. But I want to give you another solution of things you can do. The wallet is safer in your front pocket, but only with your hand on it. And I can hit virtually every pocket. The movie he talked about, Bulletproof Monk, I was actually the coach for the pickpocket scenes in the movie. So they flew to Toronto, Canada, worked with the actor looking a watch and looking a wallet out of an inside jacket pocket. And the best thing you can do is to wear a money belt underneath the clothing. I'm going to use the white one. I think that'll show up a little bit better here. And what you want is an elastic band. This is the kind that is adjustable, so you can adjust this as far as the size. And it goes underneath the clothing. You put this on, you put your shirt on over it, you put your slacks on top of that. And it has two different compartments on here. This is a large enough size. It will hold a passport. It will hold your credit cards. And what I recommend is keeping the high limit credit card in here. And you have a neck pouch that you wear. And in the neck pouch, you put this around and just put the cash you need for the day and a low limit credit card. In this one underneath, what you have a high dollar credit card and you have all the cash. And another recommendation on here, since some of you will be traveling during the summer, make sure that you have a little plastic bag. You put the money in the plastic bag in here because otherwise it's really embarrassing to hand somebody money and it's soggy. Yeah, that's just kind of, yeah. So always carry this, and I also recommend put the 20s on the outside and the 100s on the inside. Now, this goes in here, your passport can go in here. I highly recommend photocopying both sides of the contents of your wallet, and we're going to talk about the passport. What you need to do is also photocopy that. If your passport gets confiscated, it's not the same thing, but it will definitely help out to have a copy of your passport. So you have this in here. Going through TSA security in Colorado, if you're going through the metal detector, these have plastic zippers so they won't show up anywhere. However, if you don't, then what's going to happen is if you're going through and have to, apparently Dawn's done this many times because she was going like this. So if you're going through those that go around and actually take the x-ray, this will show up on the x-ray. And in TSA, what they want to do, they want to see it. Well, the good news is because it's elastic, I can basically just reach in and pull the shirt up enough to go ahead and pull this out like this on the sides. And the TSA guy just unzipped it, checked the contents, zipped it back up, and I just tucked it back in. So it's not embarrassing, you don't have to worry about that. And you've got all of your high dollar stuff that you have in this, so you're not keeping your cash and all your stuff in the hotel. So best advice, a money belt under the clothing for all of the good stuff. Then you're going to want to have the neck pouch where you pay for the day. And one of the reasons is it's very embarrassing. I've got the money belt on, the waitress comes over to take the money and says, excuse me, I'll be with you in just a minute. Hang on here, I'll be with you, I'm getting the money here. Okay, and so it's very embarrassing to be able to do that, have to do that. So what you do is you just pay out this. Quite honestly, again, if the people's watching you and they're watching your movements, they're going to probably come up and say, hey, give me your money. And they're going to be pointing right up here to the money belt that's around the neck. On there. So that's the best advice for being able to protect the valuables on there, is to be able to wear one of those. So being aware of your surroundings is a biggie. Open conversations about credit cards. True story in the airport. I believe it's Salt Lake City, and a gentleman was over there on his phone pacing. We're in an area where there are probably 100, 150 people. They've been backed up for a long time with this flight going out. Yeah, the credit card number is 83942. Okay, yeah, the number on the back is 632, the security number. Yeah, under John Smith. Right. Guys yelling, I watched the faces of the people around. You could just see the people going, what is wrong with this person? Basically just out loud giving all of their information. All right? And then taxis, conversations, actually talking to a taxi driver, and said, you wouldn't believe the information people give in the back seat. He said, all I would need to do is have a tape recorder up here and hit record when the person walks in the cab. And when they leave, he said, I've got tons of information that I could use with private information. So you want to make sure you use clearly identified official markings, license tabs, all of that. And just be aware of your briefcases, your computers, cases, phones, and all those. Maintain a line of sight to your property. The other thing is GPS tracking. So I've done some of the military presentations for people who need private info. And rental cars have a built-in GPS tracking system. So, and again, your phone has that, the computer has that. Also, you want to make sure if you have a Garmin, TomTom, things like that, you don't have home where you hit the home button and it goes directly to your house. So if somebody steals your car, they hit home, they got the garage door open to their end. So a home can go to a public place, to a grocery store or something like that, and then find a way to put something in there where they can't identify your name if you need to get directions to home. So that's one thing. Cell phones have the GPS, of course, encoded in there. And then OnStar, if a car has an emergency call feature, there's a microphone that can be turned on, and they can turn that off on the other side, and nobody has a clue that it's turned on, so they can listen to private information. Because it's a two-way microphone, and so they can flip the switch and listen into the car at any point in time. So you just want to be aware you might not want to have personal, private conversations if you're in a vehicle like that, giving away the secrets. Then eavesdropping, like in the airport, shoulder surfing, skimming. That's a sample of a skimmer on the right side, about the size of a lighter on there. And we already talked about the notebook containing the reader. Hotel safety. I actually just talked to somebody earlier, and they said that they went into a hotel room, they were actually going to a security conference, went into the hotel room, just walked in, went to the bed, set their stuff down, and they heard a key card in the door, and somebody else came in right behind them. And this person happens to have a permit to carry, and they turned around and handed the person, and it was a 10-year-old kid. And they took the 10-year-old kid, went straight down to the manager to find out what was going on, and come to find out, may not have all of it straight, but basically there was an employee that was there before, and somebody in maintenance, and it got passed on to a brother, who then somehow this kid got it from him. So the question is, who knows how many people. So first thing when you go in the room, set your bag down, lock the door behind you, because you have no idea who would have access and who could come into the room on there. So you don't want to leave items in your room, keep your valuables on there. I was at a hotel and found the thumb drive, and so I went to the front. It actually had a company name on it. So I asked them, I said, do not put this in your computer in the hotel to see what's on it. Of course, I didn't do that, but I said, check that room and see if somebody from this company was in there before. And they did, and it was somebody actually from that company, so they got a hold of them to return it to them. Hotel safety, one of the other cool things on there, the hotel computers, there's key loggers, keystroke catchers, of course, that can be on there. There's examples of both of those. And again, like the lay public out there, if they've never seen one, they have no clue what to look for if you're going to try to see if there's something on that. My coup de grace, there's a lot of areas, my documents, recent documents, download, cache area, recycle bin. I went to a hotel in New York City. These are some of the goodies I came out with. I came out with a resume, travel documents. I came out with a hotel itemized invoice, an itinerary, employee evaluation, and the biggie was the business plan on there. It had the ownership, names and percentages, owner's contribution, the bank name, address, amount of loans, credit, security, budget, employee's name, salary, bonuses, basically everything. The owner would have been livid if they had known that they had all of this information was out there. It was like a 38-page business plan that I pulled from a hotel computer. And internet posts, this is something I found interesting on here. This was out here from William Jewell. Here's a gal, here's her date of birth, here's her parents and her siblings and everything listed right out on the website from the college. So, most of you are also probably familiar with this, but the Uniball 207 or Pilot G2 black ink is the best for check washing. And this is some samples of check washing. Now, if I were doing this, I would not erase the person's name. A true story happened in my office when I had an office manager handling things, and I always used the G2 pins on there, and so I would have check washing proof, so I would sign everything in that. Well, guess what? My office manager wasn't using a G2 pin, so she was using a regular pin, so basically the thief could have erased everything on here except my signature. Not good. Not good. So sometimes we don't even think about things that are happening, and I finally figured that out. So a couple of other areas here, notebooks and desktop computers. There was a school that spied on the kids at home when they issued the computers and remotely turned on the video camera. If you look at my laptop up here, you'll actually see the camera's covered up on here. Cover that some way so that they can't get to it. And remote device security, you guys are probably all aware of this, but you can put a low jack on the cell phones. There's a low jack for the laptops. And so I need some other audience participation up here. Can we have the house lights up for just a moment here? I love audience participation. I'm going to kind of walk out here. Love this. Hi, how are you, Bill? Yeah, it's going pretty good. I'm having a good time. By show of hands, how many people are getting just a little scared right now? Okay, all those with Rolexes, just raise your hand. Cartier. Hi, how are you doing, sir? That's good. That's a nice watch. Oh, that's not a watch, is it? No, that's one of those deals that tracks up. There's the watch. Yeah. Is it? You think I can get that watch without you knowing? You think I can? Okay, and the wallet's in where? Left rear or right rear? You don't have a wallet, you have a money clip? No money clip? You didn't bring any money or a wallet or ID or anything with you? What's in the bag? Oh. Okay, we're going to be doing drawing, giving away a really nice bag. Up here. Going to be giving. Okay, yeah, probably not a good idea to let the pickpocket know that you had a bag right there. There you go, a little souvenir for you. All right, you have a good one. Now, by the way, stick around because we're going to have that drawing, give away the watch. Ooh, bird. You see, this stuff it's a distraction theft. You know? You need to be aware of your surroundings and what's going on. A lot of times what you think is going on is not really what's happening at the time. So you might catch me taking your watch, but if you do, it was just misdirection so you wouldn't feel the wallet go. Yeah, that's the way it works. Ooh. Yeah, got the cell phone right there. That's good. Protect everything. She's got her purse up there. Yeah, you didn't feel that good, did you? Yeah. We'll give it a shot. Here we go. Send back to the office. There we go. Yeah, so everybody knows he lost his watch. Yeah, I don't blame you. Hi, how are you doing? Good. Now, by show of hands, how many think she was better before I asked her how she was doing? Yeah, NIG, what's your name? Rochelle? Yeah, that's a pretty watch. I was just admiring that. Wow. That's nice. Oh, that's nice. Okay, you got a watch on. That's nice. Okay, do you know this gentleman over here? Does he carry lots of money in his wallet? You don't know. Okay, you have your necklace? You think I get the earring without you knowing? You think I get the earring? Yeah. Yeah, we were working on the phone. Yeah, basically you have to be careful too. If somebody has a notebook, what they'll do is just lay it down on top of the phone and then pick the phone up right from underneath there. So, pretty cool. Doing all right? Oh, wait, you didn't get to come up here. Come on up. Big round of applause for my helper here. Isn't this fun? I'm sorry? Did you say something? I'm scary? Well, you got the person down there, you're just like clutching it. That's like left rear pocket on the wallet, right? Left rear pocket? Left rear? Yeah. It's my job to notice things like that. Yeah, I check the earrings. Well, they're cheap. Yeah, that's a good thing to point out. Oh, by the way, IG, what's your name? What's your name? Pam? Okay, good. All right, great. Hey, what did I lose you? Come on up here. There we go. All right, come on up here. Well, yeah, it's not this. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't see you. You see, I can't see. I'm wearing her glasses. Yeah, sorry. There you go. Here, could you pass those back? Yeah, I couldn't see a darn thing out of those, so I didn't even know you were there. Yeah. Come right on up here to my office. There we go. We got a name tag and everything. That's good. That's good. Boy, you look excited about this. Yeah. So, okay, you got a nice watch. Ring? You want a metal watch? $100. What? Okay, earrings. Do you have anything else of value? No. Nothing else of value. You think I need the earring? You do. That's the right thing to say, because if you say no, that's a challenge. Yeah. Okay, Rochelle. Super. Now, I did notice the little red thing there. I was going to go ahead and get that for you. Sounds better now. Yeah. Okay, good. Good. I just checked. You all right? Okay, hold your right hand out. Squeeze the ball tightly going in there. How many red balls in your hand? One. Let me see. Oh, that's a red square. That's a red ball. Yeah, it's okay. We'll try again here. Hold your right hand out. Squeeze the ball tightly going in there. How many red balls in the hand? Two. I think you're off by a hair. Let me see. Yep, off by a hair. See, you don't want to be a hair off when it comes to protecting your home and your property and your office and your data and your information. Okay? Now, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to take your watch off in 5 seconds. Okay? You time to look at this. Go 5, 4, 3. Okay. We'll put that back on. By the way, I'm going to hang around for a while after this, so if anybody would like a demo, I'm going to have a big round of applause for helping out up here. All right. Well, we're going to run through briefly here the office situation. Visitors getting a badge. Items. The concerns were items brought in from the outside and items taken out. True-story, Dawson, Virginia, military base, missile defense. Doing a presentation, brought a gentleman up, sitting back to the seat, and a few minutes later said, oh, hey, by the way, if you need to get anywhere in the building, just let me know. I see you've got a pass, but you have to have somebody accompany you. And I've got one of the all-access passes, and with this little device here, we can get into pretty well any of the doors we want to. Personal access. So the personal side gets to the other. I had lifted off the name badge, and he had the little key fob to be able to get into places. Okay. So one slip, all it takes is one slip of one employee to have a situation where I could get into a secure area. And we talked with some of the people earlier today. If you're in the secure areas, it's a whole lot easier to do stuff, because once you're in there, you don't have to be able to go through much more security because you're already in the secure area. So, leaving doors open, situations on there, you want to know what constitutes classified information. Protected, and desks, computers left unattended, file cabinets unlocked, papers and info not locked, papers left in plain sight, not logged off or password protected, unlocked offices, papers waiting to be shredded, passwords. Post a true story, my office manager again. I'm on the phone talking to somebody about not having passwords on Post-it notes, and she starts laughing, and I look over as to why she's laughing. The day before, my computer programmer was in, and he had written down the password on a Post-it note, and it was still posted on the computer sitting there. Now, I was in an office that nobody else was going to be in, but it could happen to anybody. All right? And so hard drives on the copiers. Credit bureaus, you guys are pretty well aware of this, but annualcreditreport.com if you weren't. That's the official site to get your credit report. How many of you would like to get a free copy of your credit report here today? Okay. If you guys, we're going to pass on a sheet that has your name and social security number, and if you guys would just sign that, I'll make sure that you get your free copy of your credit report on there. So I also have an identity theft revealed action list with different things on there, and these are some examples of identity theft here. Examples of there's another one there trying to fit in, and there's another one with a little rhino down there at the bottom. I like that one. Little kitty cat up there with the mask on. And a wolf in sheep's clothing. Alright, so those are just some examples. I did want to put this up here and let you know that I'm not responsible for lost or stolen articles here today. The other thing is that I'm going to have some pre-owned watches for sale. I will make you guys some good deals. I've actually had a pretty good day here walking around for people that didn't know who I was. And so if anybody sees something here you like, just let me know. If not, you just kind of look around your neighbors. If you see something on them you like, let me know. I'll be happy to take care of that for you and make you some good deals here today. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and open it up for any questions. If anybody has any questions, anything here that they would like to ask. And then I'm going to hang around, and if anybody would like a demo on watches, wallets, if you got something you think I can't get, just come on down. I'd be happy to do that, and I'll answer any specific questions on here if people have. So does anybody have any questions at this point they want to ask about anything? Travel safety, pickpocket prevention, identity theft, anything? Super. I will let you know too, if you go to my website, www.pickpocket.com, There's an area where I have tips on the wallets, the purses, general travel. You can pick up more information on the website. It's all free. There's a video out there for you. And then if you look up Pickpocket Gene on Facebook, you can find me, and I've got some video out there and stuff. So if you want to track what's going on. So, any other questions? I'll hang around. You guys have been great. I look forward to bumping into you at the airport. So thank you very much.